The BRNO Model 2 22 long rifle. Let's check it out. The BRNO Model 2 was made from 1953 up until 2011. Definitely made some name changes to CZ during that time. But in Brno, Czechoslovakia, they were known for making really nice firearms. Today we're going to be taking a look at the BRNO Model 2, which is a 22 long rifle, bolt action, very smooth action, really known for accuracy. And there's just something about the quality of these old firearms that just kind of get away from what the modern production that we can see today. And really, to reproduce something like this, it would be very expensive. Just recently, J&G Sales picked up a lot of not only 50s and 60s produced BRNO Model 2s, but also 70 and 80 models, and got a number of them. And I want to thank J&G Sales for sending this for the test and evaluation. I love getting a hold of these really unique firearms. Guys, to me, this is a very unique firearm, mainly because of the quality. I mean, it is just superb. And BRNO is known for being just an excellent manufacturer of firearms. The Model 2, which is a bolt-action 22 long rifle, they also made it in 22 Magnum and 17 HMR. But the original was 22, and these are made in Czechoslovakia. Over a period of time, they did sell to CZ or become CZ. This has a rich, long heritage under the CZ name and the model 452, but this is the number 2. And guys, there is some old world skill that has gone into this rifle, and people that own these rifles really value them. Of course, first thing we're going to do is drop our magazine. It does have a little box magazine. It's 5 rounds. You can get the CZ 452 magazines. They're currently made, and they're polymer. And this is a 10 rounder. So magazines are available for these. Check the chamber, and the gun is empty. We've got that old world quality with real bluing and just a very smooth short stroke. Comes down, locks in. The bolt handle itself, it does have a cavity right here, which is kind of nice, a little weight saving. You have your safety back here. You'll notice the red dot, and that means fire. Just push it forward, and that makes it safe. To remove the bolt, we're going to go ahead and open it up just to make sure the gun isn't loaded. We're going to pull the trigger and then just pull the bolt right out. And one of the things about the bolt is it has dual extractors, which is key, especially with 22 long rifle. This is going to give you really positive extraction with those shells. But here you can see just a good look at the bolt itself. Very fine quality for a 22 rimfire. And that makes it really easy to be able to clean. You can maintain your bolt. Then when you're putting it back in, just depress the trigger and it goes back into place. Locks down very nice. It has the European style dovetail, so this is a little bit different than American. Actually, American measurements are on the outside of the rails, and I did buy some rings for these, and they do fit the 16mm. But from what I understand, there's some different models, especially in the later years. But here we have a graduated sight, which is really nice. Looks a lot like the Mauser sights, and originally these were made as trainers for the Czech military. And so this rifle, looking at some of the features, I didn't see any markings for military markings, but these are surplus firearms, and they were either military trainers or they were for competitive shooting. The sight itself is just beautiful, and it does have where you push down and you can go all the way out to 25 yards, 200 meters right here, which, 200 meters is a little bit ambitious, but 22 will do it. And you have a front sight post. There is a small detent you can push in and remove this front blade if you want to change out the different sizes for your front sight. But the base itself is attached to the barrel. And you'll notice these grooves, and that will allow for a hood to go over the front sight. Beautiful bluing on the barrel. It is 24 3/4 inches in length. And the barrel is threaded on to the receiver. It's going to give you maximum accuracy. On the 17 HMR models, they actually pinned them. But on the 22 and 22 Magnum, they are threaded. And these barrels are cold hammer forged. The tip of the barrel is recessed and it's also crowned, so that's going to preserve your accuracy. Now they did make beechwood stocks and walnut, and I believe this one is walnut. I mean, it is beautiful. There's a lot of grain in it. It does have the Schnabel forend right here that really gives it some character. Pistol grip. I mean, it's just got a very nice old school feel to it. It does have sling attachments here at the front. You can see it's pretty narrow for your sling, but this can be replaced. And then back here at the rear as well. One thing I thought was really unique is this white number 4. So that designates that there were a set of these rifles used somewhere. And again, I'm not sure if it's military or some kind of competitive shooting team. It does have a plastic butt cap and it does have CZ marked on the butt cap. But that's on some of the later models. Of course, all metal trigger guard, and then you have your mag well here. And again, you know, even these 10 round CZ polymer mags fit in here very nicely. The little latch is small, but it's not difficult to get to. And of course the 5-rounder is metal. Now, one of the things about this rifle is that it will not include a magazine, but they are available on J&G Sales. And they run anywhere from about $28 to $32 a piece, according to where you get them. I purchased these magazines actually on eBay, but it was through gunmagwarehouse.com. They were 30 bucks a piece. And Gun Mag Warehouse is a great source. Stamped in front of the rear sight, BRNO Model 2. And then we have caliber 22 long rifle. On the left side of the receiver, it will have your proof marks, but also the year of manufacture. This is in 1971. The original importer of these rifles is Century Arms International. They are the largest importer of firearms in the United States. And so the markings are right here under the barrel. Now with the gun unloaded, we're going to check the trigger pull action. It is really fast. Right there. Very little take up afterwards. It's just a nice crisp break. Let's check the trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. It is a very light trigger. 1 pound, 6.8 ounces. Now I've done that a number of times and it's about that. I mean, it is just under 1.5 pounds. The trigger is adjustable, and maybe the trigger has been adjusted to really a very quick, light trigger pull. But this is definitely more for target than for the field. We're using CCI Mini Mags. I want to thank them for sending the ammunition. And this is one of the 5-round magazines. It's CZ, and then we have two 10-round CZ magazines. This is steel, these are polymer. Very smooth shooting firearm and very accurate. You know that you've got a good quality rifle when you pull the bolt back. I mean, this is old school, it's old world, and it just functions really well. No problems with the dual extractors, the claws. It pulls those rounds out really easily. And then the sights, even though they are just very muted and you have a small little dovetail in the back and then you have this post at the front, it's not that difficult to pick up. Now for me, because I'm starting to have problems with my eyes, to get that really good accuracy, I wanted to use my glasses. But you could pick up those sights, and as you'll see, the accuracy on this was excellent, even with iron sights. And BRNO is known for that. The action, smooth, and even though there are a few times where coming over those mini mags, because they are lubricated, they do kind of just ride over it just a touch, but really once you get in the groove, it just melts right into the receiver. The beautiful stock is nice, and with this Schnabel front here, it gives it a real classic look. But guys, I love taking 22 to the range, low report, low muzzle blast, and it's just cheap to shoot. And for first-time shooters, this would be an excellent gun. In fact, this would be an excellent heirloom piece to hand down to your kids or your grandkids. Now, the overall length of the rifle is 42.5 inches. As far as weight, it's 6 pounds, 5.2 ounces. Now here I have some of the Warner rings, and they are in the CZ pattern. They're 16 millimeter, so they'll fit this dovetail. And I have a little Simmons scope here just to test it out. If I'm getting the kind of accuracy with iron sights, I'd really like to see what it'll do with optics. Now J&G Sales received 2 different lots of rifles. The first lot was models from 1950s and 60s. They are CNR eligible, and really the fit and finish on those rifles is supposed to be at its peak for these rifles. They run about $329. If you get the later models, which are the 70s and 80s, which this is one of them, they are not CNR eligible, but they're about $249. One thing you will get is the stocks are in different kind of condition. They're in used condition. I mean, there are some small little gouges and nicks and things like that. I mean, the metal on this one was excellent, but I don't know about the others. All I know is what this one's showing. On J&G Sales, they do explain some of the things about it, and you can check all that out. But I know a lot of guys just want to see the Model 2, or they have one and they just want a little more information. And so hopefully that's the main thing we're doing. So guys, if you're looking for a 22 rimfire, but you want that real classic look and something that, you know, has some historical significance. But guys, whenever you can get a hold of these, they're really reasonable. Once these dry up, the price just goes up. And again, I want to thank J&G Sales for sending the BRNO Model 2 for this test and evaluation. Guys, it was a real pleasure. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. To me, gives you a lot of options. And let me find this magwell. You know, is something that really, guys, this is definitely,
What about that?